supposed to call like how shot Kodash. And the ones to apostles to and chapter. And I'm starting at the first verse. And it says, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. It said, lift ye up a banner upon the high, exalt the voice unto them, and shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. For I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for my anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as the noise of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of the nations gathered together. It says, the Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. So they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. How ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. All right. So the Lord called us into the gates of the nobles. All right. Which I want to look at that word, gates of the nobles. And I'll go Matthew 22 as well, because see, when you teach the word, we have to be professionals about this. We have to be professionals about this, and we have to go to the people. We have to go in front of the nations. We have to go in front of our people, all right, in front of the white man, in front of everybody, and tell them their fate, and where we teach is very important as well, because you may say, okay, John the Baptist went in the wilderness and this and that, all right, that's cool, but look, we're in 2025, man. All right, we're in 2025. We're in the modern world. All right, you're not gonna go in the middle of the desert, all right, and where nobody is. I mean, it's all right to do it on location, these are edifying lessons, but those are one-offs or whatever. We're called to be out there in the chief place of Concourse, man. We're called to be telling these people their fate, and this is a very simple concept, but you see different Israelites, they're doing debates. Like, here it is, Genesis Israelites. Here it is. Now they're teaching that the lake of fire is not America. They're not really out there teaching. Well, they are kind of sometimes, but see, sometimes not good enough. You're supposed to be diligent. Scripture tell you, give all diligence, make that call election sure. If you're one of the men of the Lord, it's levels to, the faith and everything like that. But you're going to be doing what the prophets did. You're going to be in the midst of the people. You're going to be in the midst of, you're going to be in the chief places, and you're going to be proclaiming this gospel, making noise, all right, on behalf of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. You're gonna be you know what I'm saying, fishing. The Lord told you, I'll make you fishers of men. All right, you fish where the fish are. You fish where you fish in the where the great fish are. That's not the hood. See, Jake, back in the day, you know, used to go to the hood, this and that. That's a waste of time. You go to a fucking O Block. You know, what's the point of going over there, man? Look, you ain't getting nothing but low-hanging fruit. Dudes toting pistols. You know what I mean? All right. We're called to go to the best places, the cheap places of Concourse. All right. The traffic. All right. Where all the traffic is, man. All right. That's why the Lord put us, you know what I'm saying, these different cities, man. And you go to the financial district, man. You go to where things are shaking and moving. All right. Where things are shaking and moving, where things are happening, man. You know, that's where we go. You know, yeah, we teach the camera, all right, but see, you know, it's become like a normal thing now for, you know, for a brother to go under a gazebo, you know, for a brother to just be somewhere in a secluded area and look, like I said, you know, on location, that's all right or whatever. You know, if you're gonna go on to like the Lost Lunar Stones or something like that, or you're gonna go to some Indian reservation and speak about certain things, but you're commanded to go where the people is at, man. Really, where the people is at. I'm just gonna tell you Isaiah, the 30th chapter. It says, "Your eyes shall see your teachers, and they shall not be removed into a corner anymore." All right. Like, you know, the brothers told me, "Hey, man, we're gonna go to some parking lot, you know, some empty parking lot where nobody's at. We're gonna go to the woods, you know. We're gonna go here, we're gonna go there, man. I couldn't go over there. I wanna, you know, I wanna go to the streets. I'll go to where the people's at, man. You know, to the chief place of Concourse, to where the prophets of old went, to the Agora, the marketplace, you know, where people are buying and selling. Scripture say, sell the truth and buy not, right? What does it say? Buy the truth and sell it not? How's it go? Proverbs 23:23. All right. So we're giving the people freely you have received, freely give. We're giving wisdom cried out. She uttered her voice in the streets, in the chief place of Concourse, man. Okay, so the word for Isaiah 13, it says, lift ye up a banner, 13:2. Lift ye up a banner on the high mountain. All right. On the high mountain, a banner. What's a banner? Lift ye up a banner. Something lifted up, standard, a signal. A pole, ensign, banner, a signal. Right? A signal is in the midst of the people, so people can see it. The Lord told you your spectacles onto the world. He said you're a spectacle onto the people. A spectacle, a high banner. Like the brother said when he was out there at the camp, like when they lit the beacons, the ministerial, they get help from the Rohirrim. You know, they had to light they had to light those beacons on the high mountain. They had to where people could see it. You know, that's why you have the 12 tribes chart. That's why you're out there making your body a living sacrifice. That's why you're in the midst of the people and the elements, man. Rain, sleet, or snow. It's gonna tell you in season, out of season. You got different Israelites. They don't really go out like that. You know what I'm saying? They're doing debates and shit like that. All right, but the main meat and potatoes of the work is being out there on them streets. You know, not debating Edomites and shit. You know, debating Edomites $1,000 debate. You turn down $1,000 debate and this and that. You know what I mean? So the scriptures tell you the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. All right, because the laborers are out there on the streets. The laborers are you know, every brother's not gonna be out there teaching, but you know, you got certain brothers that just do videos, you know, which that's dependent on their situation. You know, brother might be young or whatever. But hey man, for you men that's experienced, you out there teaching, you put your hand to the plow. The scripture tell you, look back, you're not fit for the kingdom. All right, so we got to be consistent professionals about this, man, and we got to know how we're doing this. You know, got to get the equipment right. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure the audio's working. You know, you got to make sure that you go to strategic locations. You know, that's beneficial in the spirit for you to be out there teaching. You know, like, because you see our people, a lot of them, they just do whatever they want to do. They go wherever they want to go. They go to some offshoot location where, you know what I'm saying, consistently you see them. They're not going out there to the streets. A lot of them are just not, like, you know what I'm saying? You're just like, okay, it's like, what's going on, man? You're supposed to be, see, when we came to this truth, we saw the apostle teaching in 34th and 7th, man. Right there in Times Square. You saw Bud Loyal, all these brothers. You know what I'm saying? The High Priest Ari, all them old videos, man, they out there in the midst of the people. You know, that's the traditions of this truth. You know? So, you know, you got brothers, you know, here it is. I seen these brothers, I don't even know who they are, but say consistently in the apartment lobby. I'm like, what's this, bro? What's going on? You guys see brothers at the train tracks, in the train station. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's cold, it's raining outside, man. There's other spots where, you know, you got covering outside, man. You know, look, man, this part of the battle. That's why it says Job 38:3, man. Gird up your loins like a man. You got brothers out there in an apartment lobby, man, like 6, 7 deep. You know, you got people trying to get to their house and stuff. Like, it's just, look, man, we got to be professionals about this, bro. You know, you're in the middle of some apartment lobby, man. You know, okay, you got to be where the people's at, man. You got to go to where the people's at, bro. Where the people's at, you know, that's how you gather fruit, or that's how you, you know, defend the gospel out there in the midst of the people. You know what I mean? The Lord told you, Isaiah 30:20, your eyes shall see your teachers, they shall not be removed into a corner anymore, man. You know? So the people need to see you. The people need to see you out there representing the Lord, man. Okay, so Isaiah 2, my bad, says the word for banner, something lifted up, a signal, a pole, an ensign, a banner, a sign, a sail, standard, ensign. Okay, a standard, a standard. The Lord said He's gonna lift you up, lift up a banner upon the high mountain. America's the high mountain, and you're lifting up the banner of the truth. All right, as ambassadors, you know, as a herald. All right, exalt the voice and shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the noble. So, the word for gates of the nobles. Let's look at the gates of the nobles. All right. It says the gates of the nobles. Where for gates? So I want y'all to the brother Eliezer. Shalom, bro. A diligent brother, always paying attention, you know. So hey, open doorway entrance. Okay, that's the opening. The word for gates is an opening. All right, where you go, where the people is at. Opening doorway, an entrance. That's where the people is at, man. It says opening doorway entrance. That's the gates of the nobles. All right.
Strong's H6607. Pethach.
All right, that's where the people are at. All right, the gates of the nobles. Who are the nobles? It says inclined, willing, noble, generous, incited, inclined, noble, princely in rank. The noble. Okay, so the people. So we're going to the gates of these devils, these Edomites. All right, these other nations. All right, in the face of these. That's why, you know, we go down there to you know what I'm saying, where the money's at. We go where to the money's at, man. You know, where's the money at? Where's them rich Edomites at? You know what I'm saying? Where's them well-to-do Jakes and all them people that, you know what I'm saying? The whole world, everybody that be down there in these different regions, you know what I'm saying, of the cities. Okay, the financial district, all that shit, man. Red light, all that, all the downtown areas, man. That's where you're supposed to be at. You know, there's a bunch. Every time I be driving through the city, man, I be looking at spots where I could go. There's like coverings. There's like a place where I can put my stuff and set up. That's what I be thinking about. You know what I'm saying? I be thinking about places to park. You know what I'm saying? Where I could just drag the sign, boom, and just, you know, hop out on feet and set up right there. That's why I be having spots thought up for the next week. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I move around locations, you know, when I'm not with the brother. You know what I mean? I move around my location, you know, but I'm not going to go to a gazebo like in the middle of the Yellowstone Park or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nobody there. I want to go. You want to go where the people is at, man. Okay? And I don't look at these devils in their face and tell them they're going to slavery, man. And these nations. And Jake, hey, they going to inquire you. What is that? What does that mean by this? Ezekiel 37. Let's get that. Because the people are supposed to inquire of the sign. Like that woman that came up the other day. Oh, what do y'all mean by this? Da da da. You know, that's how it's supposed to go. You know, but see, when you watch certain brothers' videos, you know what I'm saying, they don't never interact with nobody because there's nobody around. There's nobody around. See, you got to interact with the people. You know, okay, yeah, the camera is one thing. All right, that's half the battle. The camera, you know, brothers on the comment board that's watching, but also the people that's out there witnessing you ministering onto the people. You know, you got to do the job of the professional, man. That's why I did the lesson with the brother the other day. We're professionals in this thing, man. You got to become a professional, man. You know, a professional. Let's get the word for professional, man. Not doing this half-assed. You got men out there just doing this thing willy-nilly, like just half-assed. You know, okay, going through the motions. All right, it's not where you preach, it's that you preach. Well, you got to preach to the people, man. You got to preach to the people, bro. Professional. Okay, it says pertaining to an appropriate professional calling, especially of the skilled learned trade, skillful in the word of truth. Don't scriptures tell you that? A profession that says vows taken upon entering a religious order. All right, a solemn declaration. You know, so occupation, one profession to be skilled in, and the calling, body of persons engaged in the occupation. Engaged. See, the Lord said, "Occupy until I come." But do so lawfully. Scripture saying man's not crowned unless he strive lawfully. So the thing is, man, like I said, bro, you got men in apartment lobbies, all right, just in the middle of some apartment lobby, man. Like this is just not, it's not professional looking, man. It's just not. The scriptures tell you abstain from all appearance of evil, even though that may not be a sin, but it's just like, you know, it's kind of like what there's nobody there, man. It's like there's nobody there. You got to go outside, man. Even if it's raining. Okay, it's raining, it's cold. There's a lot of spots where you got covering and you out there, or you get an umbrella or something, man. You know. But bro, we're not to be in the train station, you know, where people are trying to get on the train and stuff. You over there harassing them, you know. Like, look, you stay outside the train station, outside, you know. We be out there. There's a train station. Sometimes you watch the video, like there's people coming in and out the train station, but we're on the other side of the train station. All right, where nobody's gonna tell us, hey, we gotta move. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing too. You gotta go to places where nobody's gonna mess with you like that. You could uninterruptedly teach the word. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, you can't go into the mall and start teaching the word. They're gonna kick you out. The scripture tell you a good warfare, man. Let's get that. Scripture tell you the war of good warfare, man. War of good warfare. You gotta be able to use the cunning tactics. The Lord gave you he said, be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. All right. 1 Timothy 1:18, it says, this charge I commit unto thee, son Timothy, according to the prophecies which went before unto thee, that thou might by them mightest war a good warfare. All right. holding faith in a good conscience, which some have put away concerning faith, have become shipwreck. You know, so this is the battle. This is a battle. This is not. This is spiritual warfare, man. So you have to fight, and you have to do so. You know, out there on them streets, inside too, because this is an internal battle too. The internal battle. But this particular topic is about where brothers be going to teach, man, because some of the places brothers pick to go is kind of like it's kind of questionable. You got men in a train station, man, right indoors inside of the hotel lobby in an apartment. You know, like it's I never saw the apostles. What I'm saying, brothers doing stuff like that, man. They always been out there teaching. You know, what I'm saying, High Priest REI and King Masha and all these brothers that you saw out there that laid down this foundation. They was always outside, man. They was always outside. So those are traditions we have received, man. Out there in the midst of the people. It says Ezekiel 37 and verse 15. The word Lord came unto me, saying, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah, and for the children of Israel his companions. Take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel his companions. And join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in our hand. You're supposed to have that 12 tribes chart out there, man. You got men, they don't even go out there with the chart. They don't even go out there with the chart, man. You got to have the chart. You got to have the equipment, man. You go out there, no garment on. Okay, rent your heart, not your garments. That's not what that's talking about. Oh, I don't need to have a garment on. Tell you Joel 2:13. You got Jake talking about, oh, rent your heart, not your garments. That's a tradition. And second Esdras or 1 and 1. Let's get there. All right. The fringes and the border of blue. That's a tradition that we keep. We try to keep. You got to be professional about this. You got Jake out there in a basketball jersey. Just looking unprofessional, man. And then when you examine them, they don't even know the scriptures like that. They're lukewarm with the doctrine. They still got the old man on them. So it says, Second Esdras 1 and 1, and Josiah held the feast of the Passover in Jerusalem unto his Lord, and offered the Passover the 14th day of the first month, having set the priests according to their daily courses, being arrayed in long garments in the temple of the Lord. And they was daily in the temple, as the scriptures tell you, daily, devout. All right, so it says, according to their daily courses, being arrayed in long garments in the temple of the Lord. So that's one of the requirements. The garment down to the foot. You know what I'm saying? The 12 tribes chart. You going out there in the chief place of concourse. Those are the requirements. All right, that you bidding people to the marriage supper of the Lamb, man. They tell you to bid them to the marriage supper of the Lamb. Matthew 22. Which, matter of fact, I'm gonna go back there. Which I had pulled up. But let me finish Ezekiel 37. And it says the 18th verse. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these things? Say unto them, thus saith the Lord, behold, say unto them. Because that means the people are going to come to you and talk to you. So if you in some gazebo somewhere at the beach, you ain't going to get no foot traffic, man. You got to get foot traffic. You got to multiply the talents. It said the Lord requires his own with usury. The Lord requires his own with usury, man. He's an austere man that requires you to work. How you gonna multiply the talents if you're not in the place where you're supposed to be? So because you're supposed to let this light shine before men, that they may glorify your Father which is in heaven. All right. So Ezekiel 38 and 18, wilt thou not, when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these things? And thou shalt say unto them, you're going to speak to them. Speak to the children of my people. That's what you're supposed to do. Whether they hear or forbear, whether they hate you, they like you, whether they big you up, or whether they try to put you to death. Hey, you're supposed to go and tell them whether they hear or forbear. Ezekiel, I made your forehead harder than their forehead. That's what he said. All right. The 3rd chapter. Behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel, his fellows, and I'll put them in with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in our hand. Yeah. For any of these men that's talking about, why you got a staff out there, First of all, that's a stick, first and foremost. And on top of that, the sign itself, the original sign was a stick of wood. All right. Now we got the modern day ones where, like, you see, I got one right here. This one right here is plastic. I don't want to say plastic. What is it? It's like some type of I don't even know what it is, polyester or whatever the hell this is. But this is durable right here, man. This right here is durable. I got it right here with me right here. This one's durable, man. It got metal wheels on it. You know what I'm saying? But the stick, the old stick, the old signs. Used to, you gotta see brothers with the wooden stick on it. Made of wood and stuff like that. So so it says. So these are part of our traditions, man. And the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thy hand before thee, before their eyes. All right, like that white boy, or whatever. That white boy looking dude that came up there with the little flower in his head. He was like, man, is that a didgeridoo? You see, they ask you questions, man. Oh, nah, this is the staff got all the tribes' name on it, and it's a spiritual thing. You know what I'm saying? So the same thing with the same thing with this sign right here. But you see, men are vain, and they got whatever they got in their heads, so they'll start questioning you. Why you doing it for show? You doing it? Hey, well, the Lord told you have to put that 12 tribes chart out there, man. So that's part of our tradition too. They tell you in Zechariah 8, okay, every man shall stand in the kingdom with for very age with staff in his hand. That's part of the shadow of things to come. That's like keeping the high holy days and all that. That's part of the faith. See what I'm saying? So you got unreasonable and wicked men out there, man. All right. So anyways, Matthew 22 and the first verse. And Yahushua answered them and spake unto them again in parables, and said, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a certain king, which made a marriage for his son, and sent forth his servants to call them that were bidden to the wedding, and they would not come. See, you out there talking to these people, they're not gonna come, but that's your job. Like Noah, out there talking to them numbskulls for 120 years, man. All right, Noah's out there speaking to them people for 120 years. It says again, he sent forth servants, saying, tell them which I bidden, behold, I have prepared my dinner. My oxen, my fatlings, are killed, and all things are ready. Come unto the marriage. But they made light of it and went their ways, one to his farm and one to his merchandise. Yeah, man, they make light of it. What are you niggas talking about? You protesting? What's going on? Why everybody wearing cosplay? Like the clown said, while we was talking to them white boys, a Middle Eastern couple. I don't know what they look like. They're like some sand niggas. But they was talking about, hey, man, they was like, well, why is everybody wearing costumes? See, they should be worried about the truth. But see, they was worried about all these people walking around the earth because they had a Comic-Con convention where we was at. See, because we was around. We always go to the places of Concourse, man. All right down the street, you got the Heinz Convention Center. I think that's what it's called. And that motherfucker is always full of people, man, walking up and down the street. Fenway Park is right there, man. That's a world famous thing right there, man. So we go to the location where you got Berkeley right there, man. You got everything happening, man. Everything happening, man. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere where shit is going on, that's where the action's at, man. That's where you want to go, where the action's at, where the foot traffic's at, where the Edomites are at, where the white man, where Chinese, where Jake is at, man. Jake is all throughout there, man. You got the Latin tribes over there, man. You got everybody. and everybody, you get all kind of fruit. You get bad apples, good apples. You get moles. You get fucking women running their mouths. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the business. That's part of this work. Riots broke out when the Lord's men was teaching in the ancient world, and that shit happens today. You know, but you supposed to be where the people are in the agora in the marketplace, man. Look at the word for agora. What's the agora, man? In the ancient world, you went to the agora. You went to the temple where the people was at. You went outside the temple. You went around them areas, man. Downtown areas. All right. You didn't go to the apartment lobby, man. All right. On agora, it says an open assembly, man. It said agora, shalom, brother. Y'all about to agora, man. It says an open assembly, a chief public square in a marketplace of a town, an agora, a popular political assembly held in such a place. An assembly of the people, the place of assembly, a marketplace. Public speaking. The Greek word could also mean public speaking and things to be sold. What we selling? The truth. But we selling it for free, man. We ain't charging these people. You know, they getting it for free and they don't want it. Well, hey, they're gonna die in their sins. That's it. Okay, we sent as a stumbling block and a rock of offense to both the houses of Israel, just like Yahweh Shai. The Lord told you, Obadiah 1:21, I will send saviors on the Mount of Zion. He said, judge the Mount of Esau, man. So the saviors are doing what? They're gonna judge the Mount of Esau and judge their people, man. All right, in the midst of the people, not at the house. Okay, you know, sometimes you see brothers doing an indoor camp. There's no such thing as an indoor camp. That's just a sit down, just a lesson that you do, just like I'm doing right now. I'm doing a lesson in my car. This is not an indoor camp. I'm not. If we do a lesson in, you know, here it is. You got these brothers from New York. You know, one of the brothers be sitting in the crib, and the brothers be outside teaching. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of different things that you see in the truth that it's like, what is these brothers doing, man? You know, but hey, nobody says nothing. You know, just let it be or whatever. But see, hey, look, man, you supposed to be out there, man. You supposed to be out there teaching. Okay, the excuses or whatever they could be. But look, we didn't sacrifice all kind of shit for this truth. Okay, so I don't want to hear nobody's excuses, man. These brothers are U.S. citizens. A lot of them got jobs. A lot of them got all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying, bro? They like, there's no excuse for you to, oh man, I can't make it out there, brother. I don't have this. I don't have that. Look, man, you gonna find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. You find a way to go to the bitch crib at 1 a.m, 2, 3 a.m in a snowstorm. I guarantee you do that shit. You've done that shit in the past. You're supposed to be fervent for your first love, man. You know what I mean? Which is this truth. You know? Yeah, brother, I understand that. But look, you're supposed to be out there, bro. Yeah, you're supposed to be out there. I understand that, bro. But you're supposed to be out there, though. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be out there. Ain't no excuses. Like there's different levels to this thing of ours. There is different levels. You got brothers that do the videos at the crib, man. But you got to be out there, brother. I don't want to hear that right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, well, I came into the truth YouTube scrolling too, but we're out there teaching like our apostles, all right, like our brothers, all right. You're supposed to be out there in the midst of the people. Now, like I said, not everybody's like that. You see what I'm saying? But this lesson right here is for them brothers that be out there. Okay. If you're not really out there like that, that's on you. You see what I'm saying, brother? That's on you. Okay. That you may not be one of them brothers that had the spirit to be out there. The scripture tell you the righteous are bold as a lion. So how are you gonna be bold as a lion? You know what I'm saying? You know, doing debates with people on the internet, like the Genesis guys and all these people. You know what I'm saying? They're not really, you see the spirit on them, they're not really bold as a lion. You got to do the things that the prophets of old did. You know what I'm saying? The prophets of old was in the midst of the people, man. Okay, we're on the internet. We're on the internet right now. All right, but them streets, that's the chief place of concourse, man. That's where you're supposed to go. Isaiah 13:2, man. All right, you know what I'm saying? Isaiah 13:2. Let's go back. All right, enter into the gates of the nobles, man. You're supposed to go up there and tell these people their fate, man. Because in the ancient world, hey man, like you said right here, right, bro? Uh, like you said right here, bro. And in the ancient world, John the Baptist went out there to the wilderness. I was in the ancient world, man. He went out there and ate locusts in the wilderness. Are you gonna do that? You're gonna go out there into the wilderness where nobody's at? You gonna talk to some fox? Nah, man. We're gonna go. We're in 2025. All right. Some brothers, you know what I'm saying? They got the internet. They're at the house or whatever. They can't move, whatever. You know, brothers in the wheelchair or whatever. That's on them. But you got levels to this thing of ours. You got brothers that are active every day. You know, you got brothers that got mobile jobs and shit like that don't have to be in one location or whatever. You got brothers that, you know, whatever, because the Lord got all of us in a different, you know, zone or whatever. But what I'm saying is for them brothers that, you know, go out there consistently. Hey, what up, bro? What up? For them brothers to go out there consistently, man, the hotel lobby and the gazebo and all that shit, that's not really where you're supposed to be at. You know what I'm saying? All right, you're not supposed to be over there because there's nobody over there, man. The point is, you're supposed to go lift up the banner upon the high mountain, enter into the gates of the nobles, shake their hand. How you shaking the hand? You shake their hand, all right, being out there, man, where the people is at, defending the truth, being examples onto the world, letting your light shine before men that they may glorify your Father which is in heaven. They have to see you out there. You have to represent for the Lord. Like the Edomite, he'll send out representatives, fucking Verizon Wireless and this one and that one. He'll send them out there, man. He'll send them out there, knock door to door like Jehovah's Witness and shit like that. You out there in the midst of the people fishing, man, fishing. Okay, there's one way to fish, which, you know, is on the internet and stuff like that. But like you know, actually doing lessons, you know, on the web, sit downs. You know what I'm saying? Which we do, but that's like 25% of the gospel. I say, I don't know. I'm just throwing out a number. You know, that's like 25% of the work. The main meat and potatoes was us seeing the brothers out there teaching. When I saw the apostles on the streets, I saw it on the internet, but I saw the apostles, I saw the garments, I saw the sign, I saw all that, and that's what hooked. That's what brought me in. I saw the brothers out there teaching, and that activated my spirit. Not when they was in the crib, you know. Well, I did like the videos when it was at the end of the world. Those were good lessons and stuff like that. But even they'll tell you, hey, look, that's the meat and potatoes of this truth. And they're 60, 70 years old, still out there pushing the work. So for you young men are 20 some years old. You know, you in the prime of your life. I'm in the prime. I'm in my youth. The scripture tell you, present your body as a living sacrifice. Seek the Creator in the days of our youth. There's nothing else that I could be doing than doing this work. What the hell am I do? Go to fucking LA Fitness every day? You know what I'm saying? But and work on my body. You know, work on my no. You gotta present your body as a living sacrifice, man. If you claim you believe in the Lord, that's why the Lord told Jake in Revelation, the 3rd chapter, the 16th verse. If you're lukewarm, I spew you out my mouth. You got many lukewarm amongst our people, man, that are worried about fleshly things. They mind earthly things, man. Okay, so they make excuses. Oh, well, I got kids, I got this and that, I got this. If you was awakened to the knowledge of this truth and you don't take this thing seriously and you don't make your car election sure, your kids ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna make it. Okay, because the Lord gave you a unction to know certain things, and you're supposed to multiply the talents, man. You see what I'm saying? This is not no joke. This is not something that. Why you think we up here every single day for years and years and years, telling these people these things, man? Every single day, man. Not a gap in anything. Not 3 months off. Not 6 months off. Not a year off. No, we've been doing this thing consistently. Cause look, brother, this is real talk. This is real talk. This is real spit. The Lord is coming back on the earth to judge, and He told you make full proof of your ministry, and that means being a professional in this thing, man. That means coming to the fullness of the statue. It says Philippians 3:14, man. It says I press toward the high mark of the high calling of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yashai, man. So hey. So yeah, like I said, bro, hey, certain brothers, you know, hey, they may not be their lot to be out there teaching. And that's all right. The spirit is not, you can't force the spirit. Scriptures tell you, force not the course of the river, man. But for when you men put your hand to this plow, this is serious business. This is not about, hey, you appeasing a man or this is, you work for the Lord, man. And the Lord requires his own with usury. He told you he's an austere man, that he requires his own with usury. He gave you his secrets, man. And if you don't profess the secrets, if you don't give the secrets to the people, if you don't lift up your voice and show the people their transgressions, you're gonna have blood on your hands, man. And we want to have clean hands at the return of the Lord. So what you do, you go out there and you tell the people you declare the whole council. Acts 20 and the 25th, 26th verse on down, I tell you that I have not shunned to declare unto you the whole counsel of the Lord Yahweh Shemashai. That's what Paul said. I have not declared, therefore I have not shunned to declare the whole counsel. Therefore I am pure from the blood of all men. Because you got men with blood in their hand because they just holding certain things back. Oh no, the MOTB is not this. Oh no, the name of the Lord is this and that. Oh no, the Babylon's lake of fire. You know, they're doing the work deceitfully, man. The scripture tell you, cursed be the man, Jeremiah 48:10, that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and curse the man that hold back his sword from blood, man. You know what I mean? All right. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we understand. We understand, brother. We understand, but we understand Psalms the 19th chapter. Yes, the internet does the heavy pushing. The internet does the heavy lifting. All right. But you got to be out there, man. Those that the Lord put the spirit on to be out there. All right. The internet does the heavy lifting. All right. Because we don't get on planes and go to fucking Uganda like IUIC or these men that go here and there and they do this and that. We don't need to do that. You just turn on the camera. They see you teaching in these specific areas where y'all at. But hey, that's part of you fulfilling Matthew the 22nd chapter. Go into the highways, man. Go into the streets. Go into the chief place of concourse. The Lord told you, go. Wisdom cried out. She uttered her voice in the streets. The internet is not the streets. The internet is the highways. The line that goes throughout the whole earth. All right, the way their voice is heard. So yeah, you got people from all over the world that hear us speaking His word. But why do you think the Lord set up all these brothers in all these different places, all these different cities where you got brothers at? You got brothers in fucking Alaska, man. You got brothers in all over the place, you know, because the Lord is gathering different fruit from all different kind of places. All right. So if these men were all in some secluded area, you know, then hey man, the people wouldn't get the word. They wouldn't. So you have brothers in these different chief places of concourse, like the apostles showed us in 34th and 7th when they used to all, and they're still out there in these different places where they go in the midst of New York City. You know what I'm saying? Where you got all kind of people coming through. You know what I'm saying? Even though they're up there in age. So where's the excuse for you men that's 25 years old? All right, you 25, 26, 30. You know what I'm saying? You're in your full age. You know, you're in your full age, man. You know, you're in your full age, bro. So a lot of these brothers are in their full age and they don't want to do the work. All right, they don't want to do the work. So and a lot of them know about Israel and this and that, but they got double minds. You know, some of them. You know, like I said, and we're not here to be everybody's friend, man. We just tell you how it is. We just tell you how it is, man. You know, Jacob's a rebellious people, like you said, brother. You know what I mean? But like I said, it's not to get on, you know, brothers that, you know, can't go out like that or whatever. But it's for you men that's really like, you know, kind of, you know, going to these. Like I said, I seen Jake in some apartment building, man. I'm like, brother, what's this, man? What is going on? You know, you're like 10 deep in an apartment building, like in an apartment lobby. You know, like we got to be in the places where the people is at, man. That's the whole point of it. Hey, see, brother, what's the problem with what the Lord told you, man? What's the problem with the Lord told? Where did the Lord go? Did the Lord go in some secluded area, or did the Lord go into the agora and go to the marketplace, start flipping chairs and whipping people asses, man? That's where the Lord was at. The Lord was with the people. He was talking to the multitudes. He healed 3,000 people, gave them fish and all kind of stuff, man. He turned water into wine where the people was at. He went to the weddings, man. He went to where the people was at, man. He had to curse out his mother because she was trying to get him to no. He had to he had to go to the this Edomite was interrupting me. He had to go to the places he had to curse out his mother because she was trying to get him to make wine at the at the wedding, because this is where the man was going and doing the work wherever he went, man. You see, so we have to follow suit, you know. So Matthew 22 and the 5th verse, it says, but they made light of it. They made light of it. Yeah, brother. But look, man, you gotta be out there teaching. That's the whole thing, brother. I mean, if it's not on your spirit, if it's not on your spirit to do so, that's on you. That's on you. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you, bro. That's on you. If it's not on your spirit to do the work, then that's on you. You may not be a prophet of the Lord. I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. That's not. I'm not here to tell you that you're not or you are or whatever. What I'm saying is, if these men are out there teaching, they should be in the chief place of concourse where the Lord told us to be. And you turn on the camera and you get on the internet and you put it out there. You put up the lessons consistently, all right, as you see brothers do, because this is who the Lord's really dealing with. You understand what I'm saying? The Lord's not really dealing with a guy that's just sitting in the crib and he ain't really doing much, and he got a certain level of understanding, all right. But the men of the Lord, the men that taught us this gospel, the men that taught us this truth, all of them was out there on the streets. All of them was out there pushing this work. Okay. So we can't make excuses. Oh, we can't do that. We can't we can't be out there teaching. Some brothers are not built like that, man. Some brothers are not built like that, and that's okay. That's everybody has different lives, like you said, 1 Corinthians 12. All right, you have different spirits and different, but like I said, bro, for them brothers that are out there, you got to be out there in the place of concourse, man. That's the whole point. In the gates of the nobles, the Lord told you that you will withstand dreadful kings, man. The Lord will present you. You will prophesy again before many countries, war, evil, pestilence. Revelation 11 and 10, real quick. All right, the men that's really on a level like that, they're out there teaching. Okay, they're out there and they're presenting their bodies as living sacrifice. They're out there giving it to the people. They're not hiding, and the Lord told you that you're gonna be bold as lions. You're gonna be out there showing your body living sacrifice. You're going to present your light before men that they may glorify your Father which is in heaven. That's what the Lord told you. All right. So it's nothing against you or anybody that don't go out. Because I have brothers that don't, they'll just do lessons and stuff like that. It's not about that. It's about the men it's about the men that's on the forefront. Okay. If you're on the forefront, then you gotta be on the battlefield, man. You gotta be where the people are at. Because that's you shining your light before men. All right, that they may glorify your Lord, because you are made to be spectacles onto the world, man. All right, the people know about the Israelites because of the men that's out there teaching, not the men that's doing debates and stuff like that. That's not the bread and butter of this gospel, you know. So Revelation 11, real quick. I got to get up out of here, man. But Revelation 11, Revelation the 11th chapter. Yeah, calm, bro. Yeah, calm, bro. Yeah, calm, bro. Hey, when the Lord comes, we're gonna be like Him. So, hey, we're many saviors in the spirit, many. Because the Lord said the things that you have seen me do, you will do greater. That's what He told us. So you got to remember that too, man. So He said we're gonna do greater things the way He saw. He walked on water. He raised people from the dead. He turned water to wine. Okay, so He told us that we're gonna do greater things than that. So you got to believe. All right. Revelation 11 and 10. And they where's this at? Revelation is it must prophesy again before many great countries, kingdoms, and people. They must prophesy again. I think it's this is 11. Revelation 10 and 10. It says, "And I took the little book out the angel's hand and ate it up," because this truth is about being uncomfortable, man. All right, this truth is about uncomfort. So this is bitter. This truth is bitter. All right, it's sweet, but then it's also bitter. It's balanced, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. As soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. And He said unto me, "Thou must prophesy again before many people, nations, and tongues, and kings. And kings, the gates of the nobles, all right, must prophesy before the gates of the nobles. Shake the hand, exalt the voice unto them, lift up the banner upon the high mountain. That means you're gonna go in this cracker, eat of my face, and you're gonna show them that we're those people. You're gonna show these devils, you're gonna show the people in their face that we're those people, man. Because it hits different when you right there in the presence of a man. That hits different. Yeah, it hits different when you walking across and you see a man. That hits differently. All right, as the Lord did. Because we're followers of the Lamb with us wherever he goes. So that's where the Lord was at. When the Lord was out there, and he was out there preaching the gospel in the face of the people. Now we're in 2025. We got these phones and this and that, and that's good. We do sit downs and things of that nature, you know. Um, but the bread and butter is out being out there on the streets. That's why the Lord told you got different members of the body. Not saying that, brother, you do a video, you do videos in the house or whatever, you're not part of the body, but for them brothers that are out there teaching, they should be in a cheap place of concourse, not an apartment lobby, man, or saying, or some parking lot, empty parking lot where I'm saying, it's like, and you see the spirit on the video, it's not even like that. The spirit's not that vehement. It's not, it's not, you could just tell, like, you're going into certain things, but it's not like, it's not bold as a lion. You know what I'm saying? When you could tell the difference. There's levels to this thing of ours, man. You know what I'm saying? So, like the apostle always told us, man. All right. If you're not growing, then hey, you're not of the election. So hey, you want to be growing, you want to be, coming on a level. You want to constantly be growing in the spirit until we come to the fullness of the stature. So you're supposed to be increasing in strength, all right, and faith, you know. And part of that, hey, is going to show forth in your teachings, man. It's going to show forth and how surgical you are with this word. It's going to show forth and how you teach, you know. All right. So yeah, man. Lift you up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the noble. I commanded my sanctified ones, and I also called my mighty ones for my anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. All right. The Lord called his sanctified ones in Matthew 22. He called them to the marriage supper of the Lamb. All right. And he called them to bid forth the wedding guests. All right. Go into the highways, and as many as you shall find, bid to the marriage of the Lamb. So the servants went out to the highways and gathered together as many as they found, both good, bad, and the wedding was furnished with guests. All right. So with fishes of men, the Lord told you that you're fishes of men. All right. You out there fishing men, and that comes by way of you being out there. That's the bread and butter, but also, we got brothers out there that do their lessons, this and that. But the bulk of this Israelite truth of ours came from us being out there teaching, man. You know what I mean? In the agora, in the marketplace, where wisdom cried out, she uttered her voice in the street. Wisdom of Solomon 10 and the 15th verse, man. It says, she delivered the righteous people and blameless seed from the nation that oppressed them. Talking about wisdom. All right, wisdom, the 9th verse, delivered from pain those that attend upon her. Jumping down to the point. 16th verse. She entered into the soul of the servant of the Lord and withstood dreadful kings and wonders and signs. How you withstood dreadful kings and wonders and signs? Like the Lord did when he was out there teaching, man. You're going to withstand dreadful kings. You're going to prophesy again, Revelation 10 and 11. Again, many great nations, kings, the gates of the nobles of these rich Edomites, these majestic people that the world looks at as something. You know what I'm saying? And these women and these, where the Lord chose the things that are not to confound things that are wise, that are great, that are majestic, that are mighty. Not many noble, not many mighty are called, right? The lowly. That's why when you look at these brothers out there teaching, they look like they're not really all that great, eloquent. They don't look like they're some freaking CEOs and shit like that. They look like men that, regular guys, but people will call bums. But that's who the Lord is with. It says Sirach 3 and 19, man. It says mysteries are revealed unto the meek, unto the lowly. Many are high in high place of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the lowly, unto the meek, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Yeah, you're right at the end of the day. But like I said, bro, you know, that's for them brothers that are out there teaching, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The exhortation is they should be in the agora, in the marketplaces, and in the cheap places of concourse. You know what I mean? But you know, for your case, you know, whatever your case you got going on, you know what I'm saying, that's for you, you know. But like I said, if brothers out there teaching and consistently, they should be consistently in the right spots, being professionals, man. All right, doing this thing, making full proof of their ministry. That means getting surgical with this thing. All right. So with that call, I'm like Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem Rakakodah, Shalom Labakarim, to the election, the household of faith, and Wild Bible Ball to this society, man. Shalom.